good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it is, where they're from. I just wanted to pop in with a little deck profile. This is an updated deck list for the Unison Cooler. I've been testing this deck recently for regional stuff like that because, I mean, if you guys watch the page, you know I'm a big green player. 90% of my decks are green. And I've been testing this pretty heavily with one of my teammates who plays Android 21 and Sin, and it's got a pretty good game and a pretty good game with most other decks. So I'm thinking for some of the upcoming regionals, I'm going to be testing this out a little bit more. If you don't know what it does, it's auto. When you attack, you add one life to your hand. You don't have the option, you have to, and you draw a card. If you don't draw a card, you can play a green Unison specified cost of 1 with a marker on it. And then once per turn, when one of your green Unisons goes to the drop, you draw a card. So if it's from the Empower, you're replacing it, or your opponent attacks into it and kills it, you still get it. You awaken at 4 or less, and you draw one and tap one. On the back, you are Galactic Dynasty. When it attacks, you draw a card, or you can free play Unison. I know, depending on the strategy that you're going for, if you're going for like a super aggressive strategy, yeah, playing the Unison out is good. But also depend if you know you're going to go into a longer game. A lot of times, what I will do is I will just take the draw and then pay 1 to play Unison anyway. And so I'm drawing more cards per turn. And then auto, once per turn when the Unison goes in the drop, you draw a card, and then it's got Activate Battle. You discard a green Unison from your hand, and you choose this card or one of your Unisons. It gets plus 5k for the battle. So the fact that you're running, a whole bunch of Unisons in the deck, it makes it so that you don't just die because you don't have combo power in your deck. But so start off with the most important part of the Unison package. I run 4 Demigra Unison's Fury. Permanent, if you would lose a marker from an opponent's attack, you can add 1 life to your hand instead. +1 gets plus 10k power, so it's 15k attacker. And then -3, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards, 3 costs or less, ignore barrier, and KO it. So it can be, relevant at sometimes, but for the most part, this is just like your put one out there, make sure your Unison doesn't die so you can salvage the rest of your chain. I run 4 of the Dore, however in the hell you say the fucking name, I don't know. Cooler's Armored Squadron. Empower 2, so when you play it to replace another green Unison, it brings 2 markers over. So you pay 1, it comes out with 3. The auto, if you have 3 or more markers on it, which pretty much everything in the deck requires you to have 3 or more markers on it to get their auto, you look for a 1-cost Cooler card and put it in your hand. +1, get plus 10k for power for the battle. So, just another 15k attacker. I play 4 of the Galactic Dynasty. Empower 3. This card can only attack if it has 4 more markers on it. And then the limit 1, when it comes in, your opponent discards a card, and it's a 10k. You pay 1, 10k more. Cooler Cruel Commander, Empower 3. When it comes in with 3 more markers, it gains dual attack. And then you move a card from your drop to your Z energy. And then +1, burst 1, plus 10k for the turn, so 15k dual attack. Really, this is dash pack support that really helped the deck, add a whole bunch of extra aggression to it, which is really nice. So having that option is really, really good. I play 3 of the Nez, Cooler's Armor Squadron. It's the counter attack. Negate the attack, play the card with a marker on it. Auto, if it comes in with 3 or more, when it's played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So, kind of like a pseudo petrification or, something like that. Pay 1, negate an attack, and stop another attack. So, being able to stop 2 attacks here is good. It's not very big. It's only a 4k and goes up to a 10k, so stopping the early aggressive decks is really nice. I like playing this one early on, leaving the energy up against somebody that I know is going to be super aggro against me. But it is also a +2, so even if you do just pay 1 in the early turns, I look for this or this as my turn 1 play, because this can just put you automatically at 3 markers no matter what. It's not bad. I play 3 of the Salso. I'm pretending to be charismatic villain. Uh, this one's got power 2. Counterplay, you play it with a marker on it. If your leader is a green Frieza clan, when it comes into play with 3 markers, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and you cost 7 or less in K yet. So again, it's Salsa. I'm pretending to be charismatic villain. 10K activate main gets plus 5K for the turn. And the last for the Unisons, I have the pseudo boss monster for the deck, which is 2 of the Golden Frieza Newfound Knight. I love this card. I play it in like almost every green deck that I play just because it's so good. And power 4, dual attack blocker, counter attack. You play it with 3 markers on it. If it comes in with 4 more markers, it nukes the board, not ignoring barrier. And then -4, it gets plus 10K and triple strike. So being a dual attack triple strike 30K is really good. And then removing the board, so you can play this during your turn or during your opponent's turn, and like just kind of swing the whole momentum back in your favor. I played 4 of the Cooler Mighty Sibling in Space. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards, add a green Unison, specified cost of 3 or less, which is the entire package. Shuffle your deck. Once per turn, when one of your Unisons goes to the drop, you can take a life, give this plus 11K, and it's up to. So anytime the Unison goes in, if this stays out, you can swing for 15K return. Play 4 of the Cooler Sibling Cruelty. Double Strike, reduced by 1 for each Unison in your drop, so you can play it out for 1. When it's played, your opponent discards a card, and then you choose one of your Unisons that's in the drop area and put it on the bottom of the deck, so it allows you to recycle all your attackers back through. Stuff like that. It's pretty good. The other card from the Dash Pack, I play 3 right now. The Cooler Leader of the Frieza Clan. This card is really good. The only reason it's not at 4 is because it's unique. So like I don't want to see it all the time. More than the other stuff that I can play out multiple copies of, like the Cooler and things like that. But it is unique barrier blocker, reduced by 1 for each Unison card in your drop, just like the Cooler. Once per turn, if your leader is a Frieza Clan card, at the end of your turn or when this card activates blocker, you switch it to active mode. So you can play this, swing with it, end of turn, untap it, and then when your opponent swings in, like say you dormant, block, and then the auto on this is when this card activates blocker, you use a mono green card with 5K combo power from your drop with its skills negated. So like I said, you dormant, block with this, activate the auto, restand it, combo it up to 25, and then block the second attack. So like the combination of this and dormant can shut down their entire turn if they don't have a way to remove it. I know it's a little tricky to play it because of the fact that like this and this wants you to check the number of Unison that you have out and things like that. But you run through your Unison so quickly, it's not that big a deal. I run 3 of the Dark Temptation Toa, just for that extra aggression, like especially in the early turns. If I want to be super aggressive, I can be. Overwhelm 3, when it's played using Overwhelm, your leader is green or yellow, you give your leader plus 5K, and then your opponent discards a card. So just that little extra bit of aggression. A lot of times, if I'm under like Nimbus, which is a pretty big one, or like a Floodgate, something like that, I just want to get the leader swing off. I can use that to either tap down or just combo and start refilling the drop again for the next turn. I play the best green super combo. It's Paragus. Draw 2. Lights at 4 or less. Draw 2, warp 1. It's really good. Just generic good. I'm running 3 and 3 on the charismatics and the dormants for 2 reasons. The charismatic is at KO something 7 or less for free, but you can also can't activate counterplays after that. I essentially have 6 of these in the deck, so I figure that's fine at 3. That allows me space for one of the tech cards, and then also allows me to keep my deck really thin. And then the 3 dormants, most of the time the game's not going to go past like 4 turns. Again, most decks now, they're not going to take you that far, so like you never want to see all 4 in one game because you're never going to play all 4 in one game. Plus, on the top of that, so you got the Neds who can like stop 2 attacks per turn and stuff like that. And then I also, it might be too many, but it's been working pretty well for me to see it consistently, especially with Sin and stuff like that running around. I play 3 Majin Buu Thwarting the Enemy. Counterattack, limit 1. If your leader's green and negate the attack, play this card in rest mode. If you negate a leader's attack with this skill, your opponent can't attack with the leader for the turn. I know that's not really relevant against anything but like SS4, maybe a couple like random rogue strategy shit like that. But it has the permanent that you can spirit boost 2 instead of paying energy cost. So if your opponent, like, say against Sin, I had it happen where like I was on the draw, went to my turn 2, I left 1 up, and he went into his turn, and he went to swing at me. And, I played 1 to play the Nez, stop the first attack, and then he went to swing at me with like the second boss monster, and I was able to just spirit boost 2, stop that attack, keep me from dying. I play 1 clones because the token negates are always really good to have. For when it comes up because of like the freezes and things like that. Or if you just KO blocker in battle. I play 1 of the surprise attack Frieza. Again, just a little bit extra early aggression. And, the threat of crit. It may or may not get cut. I haven't really decided on it. I'm not 100% sold. Like, I really like the card, but I'm not 100% on it. But we'll see. And again, because of like all these decks now that are looking for like these really, really huge, crazy game enders, I'm playing Invader's Vow as my SCR. Now this is probably questionable to a lot of people, but I really like it because, if you have at least 8, Unisons, Frieza Clan cards in your leader area, energy area, battle area, Unison area, drop area, and warp. And now, when I say energy areas, it was classified that Z energy also counts there too. So, like, usually by like turn 3, you've got the 8 because everything here, with the exception of Toa and this, yeah, like I said, there's what Toa, Paragus, Dormant, and Majin Buu. Like most everything else meets that requirement. So it KOs a card, activate battle, and it makes your opponent discard 2 cards. So if your opponent's going in for game and they go to swing, like I've caught so many people with this, they go to swing in with like their Sin or their Android 21 boss monster, and they dump their hand into it, and then you just KO it, make them discard 2 more cards. Whatever 2 cards are left that they were hoping to defend themselves with if it didn't work out. It's pretty good. But that's entirely up to you. I think that's a playstyle choice. For me, I really like it, but take it or leave it. I play 1 in the Z deck, Vegeta's Reminding the Impossible. Just a good card to be able to filter when you need to. I play 2 of the Resurrected Ambition. Deflect, double strike when it comes in, KO something 5 or less. And then once per turn, when you attack with another battle card, energy cost 2 or more, you make your opponent discard card by removing a Z energy. 2, Big Daddy Jiren. Deflect, when it's played, you choose 1 of your battle cards, energy cost 5 or less, can't be removed by skills, and next turn. Pretty good because everybody's getting rid of your shit left and right, especially when you get to the point that you want to start playing the Z cards in this deck. And then activate main limit 1, you can put any number of Z energy into the drop, and then take markers off of Unison for each one removed that way. And then if it's at least 2 or more, you get plus 10k and double strike. So, you can essentially pay 2 and 4 Z energy to get a 25k double strike that can't be removed by skills. And then out of the dash pack, I played 2 of the Golden Frieza, Return of the Destroyer. This card is nuts. I'm really thinking about, I strongly consider dropping this surprise attack Frieza, going up to a 3rd Golden Frieza. Because this Z energy cost is reduced by 1 for each green Unison in your Z deck, or sorry, in your drop. It reduces the cost of this card in your Z deck. And then once per turn, 1 of your green Unisons is placed in the drop. Again, just by you play this at the start of turn and then activate leader skill. You choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and KO it, and this card gets plus 5k. So it's be a 25k double strike. And then once per turn, you can pay 2 and play a green Unison, specified cost of 3 or less from your hand with a marker on it. I don't know why you're going to pay 2 to play any of these. You pay 2, you play the Big Daddy. So you can go in and essentially on, whatever turn it needs to be, you pay 2 to play this guy out. And then you pay 2 to play this guy out. Trigger leader effect because unity goes to the drop. You draw a card here, you KO something, ignoring barrier here, and then you KO everything that doesn't have barrier here. So for 4 energy, you completely nuke the board and you put out a 25k double strike and 235k or 230k triple strikes. Pretty good way to end the game right there, I think. But this is the list I'm currently testing with. It may or may not change a little bit here and there. I'm also going to have to work on the sideboard if I want to play for regionals. But you guys let me know if you like it or if you don't. If there's anything I might have missed, let me know. See you on the next one.